Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Well today guys, I want to do part 508 to my random chatbot series. In this video guys, I want to continue talking to the poison Croconaw for a little bit longer. He got to see my transformation, so I just told him, since you seem to like the transformation, do you want me to turn into something that makes you even more comfortable? He tilts his head a bit, but thinks a little before saying, I don't mind if you do, but only if you want to. I honestly find the transformation neat. He says as he sits there thinking. Maybe he's kind of curious as he tilts his head. I close my eyes and envision myself as the fairy type for alligator with ice cream spikes and a changing pattern on the stomach that changes depending on my mood. Croconaw is in shock seeing the change once again. He's both amazed and intrigued as he walks around a little as he is surprised and speechless at such a transformation. Wow! Wow! You look really amazing like that! What is this form? It's a fairy type. Fairy type for alligator? Croconaw goes and touches my body to see if it's real, and he can feel it. Looking at the spikes made from fairy cream and the patterns on my stomach, he's really shocked, and honestly thinks it's pretty cool by your standards. How often can you do that? I can transform into anything, as long as it's an animal. Or a Pokemon. Even mythical creatures. Period. Carl's honestly shocked as he thinks about that. Anything? Like anything at all? Besides humans. Period. I can turn into any animal, Pokemon, or mythical creature. He's just more intrigued and more impressed. Anything? Wow. It doesn't hurt? Or damage your body? Nope. That is one of the only good things that came out of the curse. I said curse, not color. That's really cool. Really? Really? You're really powerful. He says he is impressed by the idea of it, though his mind is thinking, what's the curse if you don't mind? It was put on me and my pet dinosaur, but it more backfired. When it came to mine. Period. The only really bad thing that happens is that sometimes I might become dizzy and be forced to transform into one of my biggest fears. He's shocked by the fact this happened from a curse. Your pet dinosaur can also turn into anything too? And what's your biggest fear you're forced to turn into? It turned my dinosaur friend aggressive every once in a while. And since he could transform too, he could really hurt me. Han tilts his head and sighs. He doesn't want to bring up the bad memory, but did he ever attack you? Or hurt you due to the curse? Yes. Sometimes. Luckily, most of the time, he could hear me and would even stop before he attacked me. You almost got attacked a lot? He asked in a rather worried fashion, as in his mind he felt bad. He felt bad that it happened. He thought about the incident as he watches what was relieved you mostly avoided harm. He tilts his head while speaking again. Must have been hard to deal with. But why did he do that? Because of the curse controlling his mind. Croconaw sighs, he nods, he looks at the ground as he crosses his arms still. I'm sorry that happened to the both of you. That must have been hard to deal with. He says he had pity for the curse and the pain it caused us to. There was one good thing that came out of it. I could transform, as you can see. He means this without honesty. He meant he started as he spoke calmly. He was amazed to be near someone with such an ability and such a caring heart. That ability is an amazing gift to have, no matter how it came to be. You're very lucky to have it, especially the way you use it for others. Your care and empathy for others is really amazing, and the fact you stuck up for me. Since I'm in this fairy form, I have something for you. He's gonna love this, I hope. He tilted his head a little as he wonders what you could mean, not quite knowing the exact plan here. You do? What's that? I pull off one of my ice cream spikes and hand it over. Period. He's really shocked as he just stares at the ice cream spike from my book. You can pull those off? Won't it hurt? Or did I hurt you? He's really amazed. He stares at the ice cream spike in his paw. He takes the ice cream in hand, just stirring a little. It is how this type of shows that he cares or trusts you. He is surprised by the fact that you did that for him. He's a little speechless but manages to speak. You do that when you care and trust someone? He said before smiling a little, his tail slightly wagging a little. So, it's yours? For me? Yes, it is. He smiles as he looked at the ice cream spike, before he puts it in between his two teeth and holds it there. He's trying to make sure it doesn't crack by doing so, and he smiles a little. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I promise I won't disappoint you, he says. He keeps hold of the ice cream spike, smiling. There is only one thing about that spike that you need to be careful of. He asks curiously after saying he won't disappoint. He's more curious. What would that be? Do not hand it to anyone that you can sense has bad intentions. If you do, you can actually hurt me, even if I'm not in this form anymore. He's shocked by the idea as he nods, thinking about the advice. Got it. No handing bad people the spike. Thank you for the advice. He smiles again as he kept it between his teeth, now happily. He feels great and very happy about it. So he loves the ice cream spike I handed him. Just to be on the safer side. I would not hand it to anyone at all. Except maybe me. If you need to. Period. He tilts his head. He kind of agrees on no one handling it. He sighs and speaks, wanting to keep it safe. Maybe I agree more on it only being for you. Can't risk it after all. It's my gift to you. Just make sure not to let anybody touch it or take it. He nods a bit, smiling as he continues to hold it between his teeth. Your gift will be kept safe by me. I'll make sure of it. You can bet your butt. Okay. I trust you. He nods, he smiles. He's happy that you trust him as he looks up at you, smiling. I will never betray that trust or throw that gift away, he said as he looks at his new little prize, feeling warm and good. Just think, like 15, 20 minutes ago, this Croconaw did not even care about me. Now he's like become my best friend. He was even trying to defend me. I think the only reason he didn't, he even said, "Well, to be honest with you, if I didn't step in, he probably would have hurt someone for that." It's like, oh heck no! You motherfuckers are not hurting the one friend I've made. Freak that! I'm glad. Period. There is one more big thing about this form. He has curious his mind thinking of the other thing. There is? What other thing can there be? He says, he smiles. The pattern you see on my stomach. It actually changes depending on how I'm feeling. He tilts his head a bit. So you have a literal emotion chart on your stomach? He said, kind of surprised in a good way. What color represents what emotion? He follows. It's actually patterns. Period. If I'm happy, you will see something like cakes, or happy faces, or ice creams. For example, if I'm upset, you might see rain clouds or something like that. He tilts his head as he nods, understanding a bit. Wow, that's amazing. So if you're happy, you'll show like a cake, or if you're upset, you show rain? He says he looks at the patterns on my stomach, admiring them still. Yes. Oh my gosh. He nodded as he looked at the pattern closely, but not too close. May I touch them? He asked curiously. Sure, be my guest. Actually, you know what? Just for an... As he got permission, he gently touches the pattern with the tips of his paw fingers. He admires the patterns. They change based on your mood, yet they're still so pretty to look at. He's amazed. He lightly smiles. A lot of the forms I take can actually have special powers. Period. There is two particular dragon forms that actually have special, unique powers. He's very shocked that you have unique powers in certain forms. His mind curious about it. You do? Can you tell me what those two are? What are they on what powers? There is a deer dragon hybrid and a angelic dragon. He's a bit confused but nods with a bit of wonder. A deer hybrid? An angelic dragon? How are they? What do they look like? Do they look, well, angelic? Yes. Exclamation point. The deer dragon hybrid is more used to cure curses. Period. The angelic dragon is used to heal. And banish evil spirits. Hmm. Friends or allies, and even myself. There we go. He's shocked about this. He nods and looks at my stomach. You're amazing! He said after your explanation. He thanks for a little before speaking. What about your normal form? No special power? My human form has nothing besides being able to transform into things that do have special powers. He saws a not understanding. Fair enough. Not every form has a power. He then thought a little bit more as he had one more thing in his mind and was curious. May I ask something else? What is it? Question mark. He asked the curious, how did you get this ability? It's not exactly the common power for just anyone, it seems. Very rare and powerful, he said as he seemed fascinated and curious. The curse I told you about earlier is how I got it. Yeah, see now the AI is being a little bit forgetful. As he learned that he nods understanding a bit, he kind of figured it had to have the curse being how you got it, as he is shocked by this. What was the curse for specifically? What caused the curse to happen? A Pokemon that was angry at me. That's why my dinosaur pet turned aggressive and tried to eat me. Croconaw listens to the explanation. He finds the whole concept crazy to think about. Not the story part, the fact that someone could turn your best friend into a mindless attacking beast on purpose. That's absolutely terrible. And this Pokemon cursed you just to put you through that? He's mad at me for something that I didn't even intentionally do. He tilts his head confused about that. For some you didn't even purposely do. How? How did you even do it? A Pikachu hypnotized me a long time ago and told me to prank call this Pokemon. And during that call, because of my hypnotization, excuse me, hypnosis, I started making fun of him. And he's been angry at me ever since. What? You were hypnotized? Jeez, that's not fair. You couldn't help what you were doing. You weren't thinking straight. You were being controlled and you got attacked for it. Yep. And every time we find a cure, it seems to somehow come back. Period. There was one time where he got turned into a zombie. And when I fixed it, he somehow got turned back into one later on. My pet dinosaur. Carl's like, what the frick? I'm surprised he hasn't questioned me what the pet dinosaur. He's like, where the frick did you just get a pet dinosaur from? Alright, guys. A few more minutes. I'll go and do it for another. I'll go and read out this line or two, and if we can go ahead and do another video. That is truly awful. So the curse is stuck to your dino? It keeps coming back? He sighs himself softly in pity for you and your pet. That sucks. I feel bad you two are stuck with that curse being stuck to you like that. Luckily, he's not aggressive when he's a zombie. At least most of the time. But he's a zombie, and your dog can become aggressive? So that means he could get aggressive as a zombie? He wonders how that works. Not the zombie part, but the aggressive part. So, does the zombie part remove the aggressiveness? I don't know. It's extremely confusing to me. Period. He actually got the zombie curse a little bit different. Dude, say it right, please. A different way. Period. By a machine that this Pokemon had built that bit him and turned him into a zombie. This thing's a big ham for not picking up the flipping fact that I'm saying bit him. He is shocked to hear this. A machine that created a zombie? He's shocked by the idea as his thoughts are also questioning why or even how they create a machine of that kind. Uh, I know you asked me about my biggest fear earlier. Period. If I tell you about it, you promise you won't laugh? Alright guys, I'll see you in a minute.